All right, folks, well, I am here with my new friend Matthew, going to do a bulk video game purchase of the stuff that is in these bins here, these lovely mystery bins. Let's pop this one open. We'll just kind of see. Okay, you've got everything bagged up really nice and everything. Love to see that. While I'm sort of sifting through some of this stuff, can you let us know what like the story is behind everything that's here?
So I come from a pretty large family, 7 siblings. Pretty much a lot of this was like our original stuff.
Okay, so this was like the family's consoles.
Yes, with like the exception of, I believe the GameCube you just picked up.
Yeah.
I had that one custom made. It's modded and has...
Oh, this one is, huh?
Yeah, that's the one that has the serial port chip, and we can get a power supply.
Serial port chip. Oh, and there's and this one down here is regular?
Yes.
Okay.
And there I believe there's one more in there too somewhere.
Wow, great. Well, I'll get a little bit deeper into this later. Let's go ahead and check out some of this stuff. So we've got a whole stack of strategy guides. That's cool. I love seeing some of these older guides. Did you use a lot of these?
Yes, especially that one. I've never beaten that game.
Yeah, especially a lot of the games that I played growing up, like it was just on the beginning end of the internet and I wasn't really on the internet, so if I like got stuck on something, I didn't have a lot of friends that had the same games as me, so I was just kind of stuck. And I also should show you guys this room that we're in. I mean, I absolutely love it. You've got a ton of cool knickknacks up here on the shelves, you said. These Final Fantasy figures has been like one of your biggest collections, right?
Yes.
And this guy here, you said you got a really solid deal on. What's that character? I'm not a Final Fantasy guy.
That is Omega Weapon.
Okay.
People deem him to be the end boss of Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay, oh my gosh, look at this. I didn't even see this. We've got the man right here, Winnie the Pooh. See, I knew, it was just fate. It was fate that I was gonna come out here and buy this collection.
Oh, yes it is.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me out here. And check this out, folks. I was admiring this earlier too. A custom, like, arcade board?
Yeah, so they'll refer to this as a control panel. And pretty much, I reached out to a CNC cutter and had him cut it open. And I'm currently in the process of building a PC on the inside of it.
Wow.
And then that will house all of the emulation and whatnot.
That's incredible. And this is your dog right here in the lead.
Yeah.
I love, what did you say his name was?
Churro.
Churro. That's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna get this second bin of games open as well and we'll start going through that. All right, so here is the second bin of all kinds of miscellaneous game goodness. Really minty Dr. Mario here. And so what was it that prompted you to, because I mean a lot of this stuff was stuff that you played in childhood, that prompted you to want to get rid of it now?
Money!
Today's technology, like almost everything can be available just at your fingertips.
Yeah.
It was kind of a hard decision, but whenever I started piecing it out, I realized that I didn't need it and I wanted to give it a new home.
Sure.
And I know that with the viewer base you have, a lot of this stuff will probably end up in a good home.
Yeah, especially some of the like more common stuff will probably I'll throw on Amazon, but a lot of like, especially this stuff will end up getting sold to viewers of the channel, like the more collectible, because I mean this, you just don't find it.
That top game there is definitely, it's not going to be worth a ton because it is a production. However, it was a Japanese exclusive game that's fully translated in English.
Okay,
so it's
that's kind of cool.
A novelty.
Yeah, it's something to play. My N64 collection growing up was pretty limited. We didn't get new games all that often, but I put a lot of hours into the ones that I did have. There was one baseball game, I can't remember, like Ken Griffey Jr. I think, baseball, that I put way too many hours into. Lots into the Pokemon stadiums, which are extremely hard if you don't actually import your own Pokemon.
Yes, they are.
Kept this in pretty nice shape. Yeah, my childhood SP as a kid, got super beat, especially on top, because I always had it in my pocket with who knows what else was in my pocket, and so the top of it was just like brutalized. And then I'm seeing on the bottom here, this was actually what you initially messaged me about, was the PS2 collection, which is pretty sizable, and you've got some like really solid titles in it too. Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. Is this one fairly uncommon? I don't...
It's, of all of the Breath of Fire games, it's probably one of the more common titles.
Okay.
It's also one of the most disliked Breath of Fire games.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Good stack of 360 there. What would you say was your favorite handheld?
My favorite handheld has to be the SP.
Same, man. I love it. And what I'm impressed by with this collection is that it's all in such good shape. All right, folks, so looking at all this stuff, we've got a good number of like games and all the consoles and stuff and everything in here. And I do deals like this in a couple of different ways. One is if somebody puts like everything into price charting and shoots me the spreadsheet, and I can offer 40% of that overall collection value. But the other way is if the other person doesn't really want to do that for like hundreds of games, we can go sort of on a gut feeling of what the overall collection is worth and just kind of go on round numbers. So the number that we agreed on for this one was $1,000. Yep. For the collection. I have to be honest, as I'm going through it, I'm realizing I think there's probably a little bit more here than I originally anticipated. So I'm thinking, why don't we go for $1,300 for what's here? Plus we also talked about, he said he's actually looking to get rid of a PS4 as well. Plus $200 for that would put us at $15. Does that sound all right with you?
Yeah, that'll work.
I always want to try to, and granted, people, like, I didn't put all this stuff into a spreadsheet either. It could be that I get home and it's worth even more than I thought, or maybe it's worth less. I'm not sure. When you're going kind of on instinct and on like vague estimation of what you think stacks of games might be worth, it could go either way, but I do my best to be fair with people and still be able to make something on my end. So yeah, man, thanks again. I'm gonna get this stuff home, stack it all up, put it all into my listing software, and we'll all get to see together whether I made a good deal. All right, so we're back in the office now, processing the whole deal that I just bought. You guys will have to excuse the mess. This is just the reality of what the office looks like most of the time. Oh, hi, doggy.
Finally, I can look at you again now that your hair's growing back out a little.
She likes to list games with me too. Good doggy.
That's actually not true. I don't like doing that.
But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on the financial status of this deal because it was a little bit ambiguous going in. This stuff over here is mostly going to get either traded in or lotted up and sold in lots on Whatnot. This big old stack of stuff here is all already individually listed on Amazon, as well as these games over here. And this is what the total profit, estimated profit, is looking like so far. We've got a total buy cost of $1,500 and an expected net profit of $957 so far. Now, I've still got a couple of bags. Will you get out of my way, doggy? You're in the shop. A couple of bags of like handhelds and consoles that I haven't even done yet, so the shipment, it's not completely over. And I've also still got these 4 like complete in box old retro games as well that I haven't listed, and that doesn't factor into the $957 value.
Look at me, I'm a YouTuber, so special.
So I think that all told, this is going to be a really solid deal financially for the business, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a glimpse inside my mind as to the tension that arises with deals like this in my psyche when there isn't like really a clear price or clear overall value for the lot that I'm buying. Because on the one hand, I want to give the other person, and especially when they're a viewer, the best deal I possibly can, but at the same time, I want to make deals that are also healthy for the business and produce good margins. So I'll tell you guys the 2 litmus tests that I personally use to determine whether my numbers that I'm offering are right. Hello.
Hi.
Number 1 is how happy are... Seriously, dude? Number 1 is how happy is the other person with the deal? If they're seeming ambivalent, if they're seeming unhappy, then that's a sign to me that I'm probably not offering numbers as high as I should, or maybe the deal just shouldn't be done. And number 2 is a little bit less concrete, and that is, how does it feel in my own conscience? For example, in this instance, Matthew was perfectly happy with the $1,000, but it wasn't quite sitting well with me because I had a sense that this was probably much more than $2,000 worth of games. So I decided, let's bump it up some, get it to a level that I'm still comfortable with financially, but that hopefully is closer to approximately half, and I don't think I was too far off. But ultimately, you've got to find what works best for you in your own collecting, in your own business. There are inevitably going to be people in the comment section who say I'm a bad reseller for offering more than he was asking, or who say that I'm a bad person for offering less than the full value of the collection. In the end, you've just got to do what you think is right and treat people with respect. Folks, I'm done blabbing. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys on the flip.